As a single professional, I had debt and no savings after my divorce. I always wonder how I can start investing in real estate to secure my future. I studied programs that gave me all the benefits of investing in real estate. Some claim I could start with no money, but I could not find one that gave me the practical, actionable steps I needed. As a wealth advisor, I've met people that own real estate but weren't ahead financially. They were rich, but they weren't wealthy. Then I finally realized that there was one vital component missing that makes someone become wealthy or not. And on this show, I will reveal what I found and give you the step-by-step actions to start investing in real estate and increase your wealth. My name is Araceli. Let's get started. All right, welcome everyone. This is Araceli, Transition Wealth Advisor and investor in the US and Canada. And in my weekly call with Colette, we have an interesting subject. And I think this is something that is coming up quite a lot, and is if you need to help an aging relative or someone that is by themselves to move out. And we're going to go through certain steps. Colette, can you introduce yourself and get us started with the subject?
Of course, yes. Hi everyone, my name is Colette Rabba. I am a residential real estate broker in the GTA. I like to work West End, so anywhere from, Etobicoke all the way to Burlington. So, and I'll make exceptions too. If somebody really wants to work with me a little bit further, depends on what their needs are. So, today we are actually talking about this because this is something that actually comes across my desk every once in a while, and it's people who are looking for information about not just their aging relative or their parent, but also someone who is an ailing relative or parent, which could include Alzheimer's. It could include someone who is with a partner, they're ailing, but the partner's okay, but they are not part of the ownership of that property. So there's a lot of things going on with someone who is aging or ailing and they need to sell their property. So we just have some really quick tips for you today, just to figure out, to kind of organize your thoughts through the process of where to go and how to get started.
Yeah.
Right? Do you want to do number one?
Yeah,
First?
Absolutely. So the number one, as you know, everything touches money. So the first thing is to get yourself acquainted with how they are organized financially. Do they have a pension? Is their money coming in? And also the most important thing is also if they have a will. They have a will, they will have powers of attorney, which is one is for property and one is for health. Super important to be updated, because if they were married and now they're with somebody else, now that person will have to decide for them.
Right.
If they are sound of mind, they either have to give you the ability to help them with a note that she or he is okay to do and make decisions for me, right? And also to make sure that they can sign if they are going to be selling the property, that they can still sign.
Right.
If not, make sure that you have the proper documentation to move forward.
Right. So power of attorney, so financial health, to know how much they still owe on the property,
Yep.
who's on title. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So number one is actually a really big one, and it's, there's categories within that financial health. So number one is huge. Talk to Araceli about that if you need more detail about that. She's a great person to talk to.
Yeah.
Number two, guess what it is? Big surprise, it's hire a realtor.
Get a realtor, yes, because that is...
Why?
Well, there's several reasons why. First of all, they're going to make a quick assessment of the property, give you some tips of what to do, because some people that are older, they might not have taken care of the property properly, and so you might need to do certain repairs, and they will tell you exactly what you need to do. Like, they will have a process for you.
Right, exactly. But not just that, also honestly, I recommend if somebody is aging and or even if they're ailing and they really the whole process of selling a house is very stressful.
Yeah.
So I always recommend, pretty much 100% of the time, unless there's a really, small chance that the house is great, everything's immaculate, and maybe they're away too at the time, to actually move out before the house goes on the market, because that, to me, you can clear the clutter, you can really see the house for itself and not the old person living there kind of taste. So that actually flows into what is number 3. So what I would recommend, and I'm sure Araceli does, and any realtor that you really talk to, is before you go and put it on the market, talk to an organizer. If somebody has a collection of things over the years, organizer will help you get rid of them, sell, donate, all that stuff. A stager would also help you make the house look fresh and clean. That's what every buyer wants.
Yep.
And even a contractor, if things need to be repaired, you'll always get your money back when you have a house that is in good shape versus something that's really rough. Unless you know the whole neighborhood is absolutely, everybody's tearing down the house. Even to hire a contractor just to make the house look presentable, it's always a good idea. So I think that's the easiest thing. And that goes back to number 2. Realtors know all those people.
Correct.
You're great resources.
And sometimes you don't want to start in the wrong order, because the realtor might be able to connect you with somebody that is going to do 1 or 2 things. You might not need everything.
Right.
Sometimes you don't even need a contractor, maybe a handyman to repair some walls, or maybe just do a repaint of the property, right?
Right. And sometimes,
that.
and not to beat up contractors, but sometimes contractors will over improve and then you won't see your money returned. So things like that. And then that way, the other thing too is with a realtor, we can even give you an idea on financials of how much the house is worth, to actually figure out, okay, where can this aging person age well? So are they going to go into a nursing home? Are they okay with just maybe renting an apartment? So things like that. So really, it's all encompassing to get that information even before you put the house on the market.
And remember, if you do hire Colette, she has a background in renovation and staging and all of that kind of thing. So she will give you a pretty good idea before you even contact the people, because sometimes just a little bit of organizing and a quick paint will do the job. So especially if you don't have a lot of financials, like if there's not a lot of money coming in and you need to kind of put the money up front and recover it when you're selling the property, you may not have that money. So make sure that you talk to somebody that has the background. So Colette is kind of like a very good resource in that way, because then you don't have to go and talk to the contractor. She can give you a pretty good idea of what you need to do.
I'm glad you didn't say, I thought you were about to say, talk to Colette because she's somebody that has the money. I'm like, hold on a second.
Well,
hold on a second. I can find money. I can find it. I'll know where to find it. So we can really get the biggest bang for your buck. But it might not come from me. I don't want to say. But there's always a way. So to really give you the best outcome too, there are a few things, and it's very personal. And we all know that it's not easy to sell, and especially a place that you've lived in for a very long time.
Yeah, exactly.
So always make sure you have the right resources and hire someone that is kind and gentle, and that they're not going to be a bully and they're not going to push. So whatever works best for you and your lifestyle or your family's lifestyle.
Yeah.
That is I think that above and beyond.
So that's it. So we have so the first one is make sure that you look at the financials, and sometimes older people, they don't really like to disclose a lot, so you have to really be careful with that, because it's important to find out the mortgage situation, their current sources of income, all of that kind of thing needs to be looked at, because then you don't know how much they need in order to move out. They might need the equity in order to pay for their next
Can I say something about that too? It just popped into my mind, because I actually had a client who had pretty bad dementia, and this person would hide and talk about money. She would hide the money in the house, and she would hide her jewelry in the house. And if you hired someone who really didn't care, if you hired an organizer or one of those companies that just came and filled the bin with all the garbage that you think is in the house, honestly, hire someone that can go really detailed into all the items. There were envelopes with money in it. There was jewelry hidden in little pockets all over the house. So you really need someone to care for the property and really, yeah, okay, fine, the house is worth $1 million, but if there's money in envelopes, like why would you throw that out?
Yeah.
So when we talk about financial health, it's not just what they have in the bank or what the property is worth or their pensions and things like that. It also has to do with the product, not the products, but let's say the furniture is valuable. Let's say there's artwork that's valuable. Like you really need people who care about the property to actually go through these things to say, okay, do you care about this or do you just want to donate it all?
Yeah.
Do you really want that for your parent or for yourself? Is it an heirloom? So these things, when we talk about financial health, it's not just about the money, it's also the whole ball game.
Of course. You have to evaluate what is the stage that the person is at, and then act accordingly, because if they do have some kind of mental illness, it might be a little bit more difficult, especially if they don't have the power of attorneys in place, right?
Right.
Then you hire a realtor so they can give you an idea of what needs to be done, and as little as you can, or depending on your own situation as well, because remember, if you are helping somebody, you also have things to do, so you want to make sure that is it's done, right? And the third one is make sure that you hire the proper either contractors, organizers, stagers, anybody. There's I know a few people that they're older and they're hoarders, right? So now you have to get tons of things out, right?
Yeah.
So you might need somebody else more specialized in just that, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, and then paired with their ailment too, possibly. That is, you really need the help. You need the service providers that can help you through the process.
This is a huge endeavor, to be honest.
Absolutely, yeah. So, we're here for you. That's all we wanted to say.
Just make sure that you hire the right professionals to get you started, because otherwise it gets very messy and it's going to be a lot more stressful for you if you have your own family and things to take care of. So
right. We want a smooth process, so that's what we're here for.
Well, thank you, Colette, for this, and we'll see you next week.
Yay! Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you for being here on the show. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when there are more shows available. And if you would like to have more information on how to start investing in real estate, please visit my website at www.aracelihernandez.com. Thank you.